Spectacular, just spectacular. It's fancy checkers on a note for the area where pieces can be honeycombed in approximation to gameplay, for which deletions and replacements of pieces are possible. Why couldn't Connect 4 on the Philips CDI have as good of visuals as 7-Up Spot for the Nintendo Entertainment System? Certain games on the Philips CDI lead to my dismissal of their low appeal because when I'm addressing the NES, I'm commenting on Spot as well as other cultural goods. What makes Spot a cultural good is the general soda industry we have today, including brands like Coke, Pepsi, Moxie, Dr. Pepper, Royal Crown Cola, Cheerwine, and, of course, 7-Up. 7-Up tastes louder than Sprite and still has just as many bubbles, figuratively. Spot is, or was, a mascot for 7-Up. You'll find the little red giant poke around the scenery while shipping in moonwalks, ancient postures, and more silly movements. I can't name every single move he does, but the gameplay is like checkers on a special note for originality, partly due to Spot and also because of our love of soda, unless you're an exception, of course. Contrarians may look at my review here as a taboo of sorts. We can look at the game's interminable fireworks and operational difficulties just when the health food industry leaves some believers of liberalism and conservatism in aversion to soda, probably since the drink has lots of good tastes such people would rather have no life on. Everything in Spot certainly gives a kick to the punch, my friends. My program here works wonders on the NES, although its controller is actually quite like a partial keyboard in comparison to the 5200 joystick. In fact, you can't really grab the direction pad on a NES controller, whereas the Atari 5200 console provides more joystick twists and turns for your 80s bucks. Problems have exploded out of control in recent years when Nintendo and Atari have expanded their horizons and restricted their input and output on Videogames. While Spot may be told to be a remnant of the past, we'd wish to forget about there's still hope in the light as Spot sits there in my nest before I get a bottle of 7-Up to celebrate Christmas and Aristotle. Honesty comes first in this review. My opinion can be extended on Spot for the general promotion we may provide on its mark of special taste, special vision, to realize where bubbles go and how to insert Spot where he fits against the squares. The other spots are squares, don't listen to them. Spot is innovative from the menu screens and start select formations. However, Galaxian on the 5200 keeps its relative ease at a single screen for keypad pressing and analog orders. Also, the NES direction pad, were you to get one for brand new, is more of a smooth ride of movement until there's not much tactical definition needed for the 8 bits, especially in NES games like Castlevania 3 and Zelda 2, where it doesn't always matter how fingers get in contact with militaristic precision. 7-Up Spot renders images within borders to showcase the excellence of our imagination for drinks like when the Spot's dispute steps upon the treatable arena or checkerboard. So what's better? The slippery direction pad or the formidable joystick? NES or Atari 5200, my friends? Well, guys, that's a matter of preference as opposed to quality. Not everybody wants to be concentrative and not everybody wants to be a plaything. Divisions of the populace in societies exist about our foundations of knowledge for which Videogames like Spot can add on to the intelligence and focus of probable gamers and persistent beginners. Here in Spot, the graphics are as good as the gameplay. Whether you grab a joystick or fold the directions on your NES, since the NES has digital joysticks as well as a rotating direction thumbstick controller sort, you have to barter for something less than analog and more than a digital standard. NES, or the Nintendo Entertainment System, is irreplaceable and shows original games on which the Nintendo Wii can never bite in discovered selections from its shopping tunnel. Or that's how it was in the past. Spot only asks for pardon and prefers to add checkers onto the honeycombs along the playing field, and as of yet hasn't joined Coca-Cola's Polar Bears or a Burger King with limited Pepsi. Call me unhealthy if you want. At least I actually realize the flavors after my session is completed in 8 bits of performance akin to checkers on a wild exaggeration of fun and cartoonish-looking individuals. More Californians need to have fun. If it hits the spot, go for it. And have a good day and consider this game.